everyone, how you doing? So today I'm going to speak to you a little bit about the cost of living here in Canada. Now obviously I'm in BC, but I'm going to do the best I can, obviously through speaking to my friends that live in different provinces, just to go through, you know, what's gone on, we'll try again, going on in those provinces when it comes to how much it costs to live in them. So what I'm going to do is, I've got a few notes. I'm going to start off by talking to you about tax rates, because obviously like sales tax is different depending on which province you're in. So I'm in BC, so the sales tax in BC, which is a combination of provincial and federal, is 12%. It's also 12% in Manitoba. Then you've got Alberta is probably one of the, well, there's Alberta and the Northern Territories will be the cheaper ones because they're 5%. Then you've got Saskatchewan's 11, Ontario at 13, and New Brunswick, Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island at 15%. So I've not done them all, but this gives you an idea of sales tax in those provinces. Then they've also got different income tax scales as well, which I'll give you a demonstration of some here. So if you want to pause the video and have a look at them, you can go online and search for the province that you're going to, just to find out, because obviously there's different scales within the province as well. So if you kind of work out what you'll be earning with the after tax in the province you're interested in, and then look at what the sales tax is, it kind of will give you some sort of idea of what income you'll have and how much you'll be spending on tax and groceries or any sort of sales item in that province. So we're a family of 5. I've got a 15-year-old, a 13-year-old, a 6-year-old and my husband, and then we've got 2 dogs. What I'll be talking about is based on what we spend here in British Columbia. So we shop at Costco and Superstore. Sometimes I'll go to Walmart because they do have a better selection in the Brits aisle, but Superstore is cheaper than Walmart. If you've got no frills, better, because that's even cheaper than Superstore. Although they're owned by I think it's Lowe's. No, it's not Lowe's, it's something like that. Loblaws. So Loblaws own Superstore. I know they're also own No Frills as well. So with the Superstore or No Frills, they've got a brand called No Name. So this is what they would consider like their cheaper range. Although we buy it, but we like it. We're not fussed. It's kind of like buying like Asda own or Tesco's own brand, although they do also have another own brand which is kind of like a slightly step up from No Name. But you can buy a lot of products under No Name and there's absolutely nothing wrong with them. We've tried the No Name ones and we've tried the branded ones, and we actually prefer some of the No Name stuff, which is why we buy it. So for a weekly shop for 5 of us, I spend around about $300 to $350 dollars. In the UK I was spending around about £70 to £90 a week at Lidl. Oh, miss Lidl. But yeah, and that's what I'm spending here. But just keep in mind, and my husband said this all along, that you earn Canadian dollars, you spend Canadian dollars, so our earnings are higher here, so it kind of does, you know, level out. Plus the fact some of our bills for like gas and electric and things like that are cheaper. For gas and electric, it's around about $50 a month is what we spend. And considering we have like industrial size washing machines and dish and dryer, and that's on for us because my husband works in trades and my son's always at the gym, they're on all the time. Like I can do 3 or 4 loads even with the big industrial ones for 3 times a day. So I don't think that's bad going, because we were spending a hell of a lot in the UK. Unfortunately, the hat property we rented had a pay-as-you-go meter and they were expensive. So we spent £30 a week in gas and £20 a week in electric. So it's non-comparable, is it really? There's no council tax here if you're renting. Obviously, if you own your property, you have to pay property tax, which is kind of, well, no, it's not the same because it doesn't go to any of the same departments. You do then have to it's organised garbage collection. This is private. It's not done like through a council. It doesn't work like that here. So we pay for water and garbage because we live on one plot of land and they've built all the rentals and it's owned by the same developer, so they just like split it between us all. We pay $85 a month for that. And then we pay the thing that is expensive is internet and phone plans. So we have a faster speed because I work at home. And we pay $84 with tax a month for the internet. That's just the internet. We don't have a phone line. We don't have a TV package because we have individual TV packages, like we use Discovery Plus at Disney and Netflix, and that's it. That's literally all we watch. So we didn't see the point of having it. Phone plans, Nathan pays $56 a month after tax, which is it's 4 gig, I think. Me and Charlie have 0 internet on our plans. We pay after tax, it comes to $40, but that's for two plans, so that's $20 each. Evelyn's not got one yet because her phone, FYI, not all phones are compatible with Canadian SIM cards. Evie's got one of the older Galaxy models and it is not compatible with any phone line over here, so we're having to buy her a new phone. So there's those. Then obviously gas prices are crazy. So we live around about 50 minutes away from where Nathan's current site is. Obviously I work from home, so don't have any travel. And he spends around about $160 a week in fuel. But we do have a 3.3 litre petrol or gas car. Diesels aren't a huge thing over here, which really surprised me, because we had like a, I think, what was it, not a Clio? Yeah, we had a Clio. We had a 1.6 Clio, and then we had the 2 litre Kia Sportage. Both of them were diesels and so cheap to run. Here it's not really a thing. Some trucks are diesel, but you pay a hell of a lot more money for a diesel truck because obviously fuel costing is cheaper. And you'll be lucky to find an SUV that's diesel. Just putting that out there for you. There's a bit of hair on the wrong side, so that really does bug me. So yeah, then obviously insurance can be ridiculously expensive. Now we've talked to so many people and they're all like, why is yours so cheap? Well, we've both been given the full 15 years of driving experience. They don't use the no claims in British Columbia. You don't need to provide a driver's abstract or no claims proof. They just take it from the date on the back of your card, which is your driver's license, which is the date you pass your test, and then they just take it from there. Other provinces, not so easy, unfortunately. In BC, you only have one provider, so there's no shopping around. Other provinces, it's not a case, but we pay $115, for both of us to be insured on that one car. And that includes recovery as well, and that is fully comprehensive, everything's included. So that actually works out a bit better than the plan that we had on the Sportage back in the UK. Although, however, I did use the 2 horses with that, so I don't know why it was more money back there, but it wasn't. So you do need to, I stopped comparing prices to the UK a long time ago. So your best thing to do is work out what your income is and what your outgoings will be and go from there. The next thing is rental prices. And if you want to buy, you can buy on a temporary visa. You just need to be in the country for 6 months. And you still can do the 5% deposit if you wanted as well. Less lenders available to you, but it is an option. Now, as a lot of you are aware, the property market here is absolutely crazy. So yeah, rents and mortgages, they've gone, it depends where obviously you are, rent is, no, I'm lying, rent no matter where you are in Canada has gone up. So when we moved here we didn't move, we moved in October, but we signed the lease in July. So from signing the lease for our property in July to us arriving in October, the properties that we're in increased in price. So thank God we signed the lease, and we did. There's one that's become available across the road and it's gone up by $1,000. So we pay $2,500 for rent for a 3-bed with a den / office downstairs, which we actually used for another bedroom, townhouse and no garden. It's very normal here to rent either the top part of a house or the basements. They tend to have them separate, which isn't always convenient if you've got kids or pets. And it doesn't necessarily make your rent cheaper. Rent currently where I am is going between $3,500 to $4,000 for a family, for a 3-bedroom property. In fact, I've seen more high. I think 5,500 was probably the highest I've seen. Monthly. I do know that you can get it a bit cheaper if you go over towards Calgary. However, the prices of rent has gone up because we've been keeping an eye on it, because it's somewhere we wanted to move to. So we could have rented a 3-bedroom property for about 1,400, 1,500. Now people are asking upwards of $2,000 a month to rent there. So their price is definitely going up there. So what my suggestion would be with that is be very open-minded when it comes to getting a rental, and broaden your search area, which is what we did, because we're an hour away from where we originally wanted. Like looking at more like recreational side of things, we found there's so much cheaper over here. So we currently have a family pass that's for 5 of us to the local leisure centre. It gives us unlimited access anytime. There's no restrictions on weekends, evenings, daytime. We can go whenever we want. And we have access to the skate park, the ice rink in the winter because they close it in the summer. We have access to the swimming pool. We have access to fitness classes, the gym. They also do like sporting events as well. So some things aren't on the list, but some things are. So for example, Evelyn's doing a babysitting course, which gives her first aid, and it teaches her appropriate activities to do with different age groups, and as I said, the first aid side of it, and also feeding children as well. So that cost us $70 for her to get her Red Cross babysitting course. If we want the kids to do ice skating lessons, which 2 of them do come winter, that is also chargeable, but that's $45 for a 10-week course per kid. It's crazy, and that's all the instruction and everything. So it's definitely reasonable. But our family pass costs me $66 a month, which works out to $15 a week, which is equivalent of around about £10 a week for 5 of us, not per person, 5, which you couldn't even go swimming with for back home. So it's definitely, things like that are definitely a lot cheaper over here. Museums though aren't free to get into. We've learned that's a new thing. Obviously there's a lot of outdoor things that you can do. You can go hire a kayak, that's around about $20 for a couple of hours to hire your kayak, and that also comes with your life vest and paddle, because you know, a creek without a paddle. There's tubing, which is what we're going to do, which is you get a tube and you float down a river, and then you get picked up and taken back to where you started from. That is $20 I think per person, and that includes the hire of your ring and the bus back. If you have your own floaty, which is great because a lot of places in the UK would have penalised you and say, no, you can't use your own floaties, you have to use ours. You could just pay for $10 for the transport back to where you started from. You don't have to use their tubes, which is, it's just so much more fairer over here. We've got fishing licenses, so we've got Pacific coastal fishing licenses. We haven't got the freshwater. I don't think it's something we're interested, because we just go and we do a bit of crabbing, and I will cook the crabs as long as they're legal and to size. I'll cook them up and do a risotto or something with them. And the kids under 16 are free, but you do have to apply for their license and print it off, and you need to carry it with them. And it was $20 each for me and Nath for the year, so cheap, so much cheaper. What else do we do? Freya does gymnastics now. I pay, I think it's $25 per session, around about 25. I pay monthly. $25 per session for that. She absolutely loves it, and it's not like in like a hall or anything. It's in a, you know, they own their own building, they've got all the stuff there, so she absolutely loves it. We have looked at horse riding on the island. It is astronomical, and that is because the hay that they feed the horses is imported from like Alberta, and they charge between $22 and $30 for a small square bale, which back in the UK cost me £4.50 for my horses per bale. So horse riding is, if the lessons are $260 per month, that's one lesson per week. That's 4, so $260 for 4 lessons a month. So she hasn't been doing that because we're trying to save for a house, and obviously paying for PR. So she's decided she's going to do ice skating when the time comes about. She did get offered a position working in exchange for rides, and she did go, and she went for a few weeks but never rode, so she pulled the plug on that, which is fair enough for her.